Good blessed Tuesday morning, April the 29th, 2025. It's about 7:45 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world. 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 All around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution. A freedom of press, a freedom of speech, a freedom to protest, a freedom to gather, and a freedom to associate. Long as you do it in a peaceful and orderly manner. Now, if you're a felon, you want to check with your local law enforcement officials to see if it's okay for felons to gather together. Some places it's not allowed. It's breaking the law. If you're on probation or parole, you want to see if you are able to do any of the above also, because sometimes it's a violation of your probation or parole to be gathered together with other felons or other people on probation or parole. But what I come today is, talking about all this violence in Charleston, Missouri on the west side of town. On this side of town here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, that's 99.99% black. Also, I want to just try to talk about things that can solve it, and one of them is being new leaders. You see, when things ain't changed in 30 and 40 years and people singing the same old song, James Brown would come up out of his grave and the first song he'll sing is "A Dull Night, Ain't Nothing Cutting." They just talking loud and ain't saying nothing. But all I could do is just give you suggestions, because I have a lot of critics. Everything that I say or do, whether they think it's good or bad, is coming from Raymond Lewis Ivy. But Raymond Lewis Ivy led by example. I took care of myself. I got myself right. I raised my two daughters right. I went up to Chicago in 2014 when my daddy had dementia. Me and my daughters took care of him for 6 years until he died at the age of 93 years old. And the only complaints I had is some of the people that attacked me, saying that I'm doing things to my daughter, saying I'm abusing my daddy. But all of those claims came to be frivolous. You see what I'm saying? It was just the people that's called themselves in leadership now, black and white, if the shoe fit, wear it. They didn't like what I was doing without getting grant money. Ain't nothing wrong with getting grant money. But if you getting grant money and you getting rich in the community and the black community ain't getting no better, then you getting grant money just for you, your friends, and your family. If I got cameras that's 7 and 8 years old and it can capture stuff and it can keep peace in our little location over here in the 600 block of Vine, why can't the housing authority in the city of Charleston, Missouri, and these people getting all these multiple grant money, why can't they get cameras? Why can't they get security? Why can't they secure this whole west side of town? I'm going to tell you why. When you just about self and money, news media attention, getting money, taking pictures in the newspaper and on the news saying what you're doing, that's all about self. Now, we had a shooting March the 29th on a Saturday, 2025, by the Helen Curran Center, I think, which is located on Iron Bank Street. People was trying to enjoy themselves even after mourning the death of their loved one by having a repast at the Helen Kern Center. Those that don't know who Helen Kern is, Miss Helen Kern was somebody that stood up against this stuff that's going on now. She stood up for justice. She stood up against injustice. But here comes some blacks while other blacks is celebrating, shooting it up. You know who has control of that? The Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority have control of that center, which they shouldn't have. They have control of our Civic Center, which they shouldn't have. But they have control of it. Them and the NAACP and these individuals that's getting these multi-million-dollar grants, all of them, they control Helen Kern and all these other places where blacks can go celebrate. Some blacks, I'm barred from it, an activist. I'm supposed to be a danger to the Housing Authority employees and the people that live in the Housing Authority, but I speak up for the people in the Housing Authority. But anyway, an innocent female was shot after burying her daddy. You didn't see any of these so-called leaders or so-called leaders of the law enforcement officials. You didn't see them on the news. You didn't see them on the streets. You just had one this past Saturday, April the 26th, 2025, on Oliver Street. 3 people wounded in the projects, something that the Housing Authority projects have authority over. I seen, after 48 hours, I seen one news cast concerning that 48 hours later, 2 days later, and they didn't even show the area. All they showed was a map. The police chief, the sheriff, or none of these other people, the Housing Authority who runs that place where they got shot at, I didn't see none of them on the news. You know why they don't come on the news? Because they know I'm going to probably embarrass them or show, here they is on the news, but where they at? Now, the Housing Authority have all this money that they getting in, millions of dollars. The programs that we ran at the Housing Authority at 700 Elm Street or Cy Williams Street, at our Civic Center, the C.F. Bowen Center, they get millions of dollars. The police department, the sheriff department, they get millions of dollars. The city and the county, they get millions of dollars of grants. Why can't they have security in these Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority projects? Why can't they have better lighting in these projects? We're going to talk about it in a minute. This is just a fraction of the housing authorities here in Charleston, Missouri. This is just a fraction of it, y'all. The projects over there is not a project. I mean, the one right there is, but the ones in the back of it, they don't have nothing. They used to be the Charleston Housing Authority. Good, thank God that they don't have them, because they don't even secure these. But right now you can see these projects at night. It's so dark you can't hardly see anything. Now, if my cameras can get all of this here blocks away, I'm talking about several blocks away, then the housing authority should have enough money, the city should have enough money to secure these places. Now, I give it to some of the police, not the chief, some of the sheriff, not the sheriff himself, here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, but it was police that was out here had their boots on the ground. They had their boots on the ground trying to, they did secure it because it wasn't no more shooting when they came on the scene. The ambulance personnel, they got the individuals off the streets into the hospitals. The next day, some of the police had their boots on the ground trying to find out what's happening. You see, now, it just can't be the police. It have to be, y'all have to do what I'm doing here now. Unless you love seeing people getting shot and killed or injured in the black community. I know some of y'all tired. If you scared, just look out your window and video and don't say nothing. Send it to me. You see what I'm saying? If you scared to show, send it to me. You know, I'm at a point, I don't see myself being a man unless I done found something worth dying for. Harriet Tubman talked about liberty or death. She had to have one if she didn't have the other. In other words, her freedom or you killed me. I don't want to be able to walk outside and be afraid that somebody gonna shoot me or rob me. But the people gonna have to come together too, black and white, because I know y'all tired of it. You see, I'm barred. I can't go to your meetings, the Charleston Housing Authority meetings, because I'm barred out of there. I can't go to the Civic Center to the meetings. I'm barred out of there. But they can't bar me from out in these streets. These places can be safer. This is a fraction of the project. These places can be safer if the people come together. You see what I'm saying? There are some law enforcement officials out here that want to see it safe for y'all. You see what I'm saying? And there's some that's getting paid a check. Just like when the shooting happened up at Lincoln School, or what they call the Rocks. This by the C.F. Bowen Center. I think 6 people got shot. And it was a police right up there in his vehicle, either asleep or turning trick with somebody. I'm gonna tell you why, because a female came up to them and told him, came up to his vehicle and told him, are they shooting? He said he thought it was fireworks. He said, I'm shot. And here it is, a Missouri State Highway Patrol heard them shoot that shooting here in Charleston, Missouri. And he was waiting, I think, either Minor or East Prairie, Missouri, and he made it all the way to Charleston, Missouri, which would be from 9 to 14 miles, right down on that street behind this projects here, to give first aid to one of the individuals that got shot. Now, what do that tell you? How did he get all the way 9 to 14 miles to be able to give first aid to one of the persons that got shot, that made his way from the Lincoln School to down here to the projects? How was he able to give him first aid, and he traveled 9 to 14 miles when there was a police officer right down there across the street from where the shooting's at? Let me show you how close the police was at. From where I'm at right now, closer than that white car right there. He had to be asleep or turning the trick. But I'm just saying this here. Something got to change, y'all. You don't have to like me if I'm giving you knowledge. Don't tell me the housing authority don't have enough money. One of the worstest things that they did was close down the police substation. But when it was open, they wasn't doing nothing. Charleston, Missouri Police Chief Robert Hearns came into a news media and told the news media they don't have the money for it. And then he said it didn't deter the violence. How many people think somebody would get to shooting if the housing authority police substation was right here and somebody will be shooting right there on the corner? What's the likelihood? Slim to none. When you don't want no change and all you doing is living on your family name, you see what I'm saying? And you living in the neighborhood right down the street or right in the area where the police department is at, where the sheriff department at, you don't give a damn what's going on out here. You don't give a damn. And some of these blocks don't give a damn. You know, where's you know, I mean, a lot of them go on the court up there, you know, saying, we out here, look, we playing basketball. Okay, some of the same ones. You done caused chaos in this community. Just playing basketball ain't gonna be solving this violence. If you knew that you started violence in there, you should be able to show these children something. You see what I'm saying? Other than basketball, ain't nothing wrong with them playing basketball, but you should have something else to show them. Now this newest grant thing that they getting, the Fresh Start self-improvement center CEO and president and his crew, family and friends, Frack brothers, Mason brothers, you know, all of them, you know, with City Hall, connected with City Hall and the courts and all these places. Now, you got this gun violence program, and it's supposed to represent the community. Number one, you don't live in the community. You live up there where it's 99.99% white people right down the street from the police station. And the only time you in this neighborhood is when your programs is making money. Not when the violence happening. If you're talking about stopping the gun violence, we just had some Saturday on the 26th. We had some on March the 29th, both 2025, and I ain't seen none of y'all boots on the ground. But if you getting this money to stop the violence, show the community, get on the news and show the community what professionals that you have that can deal with this violence. Because we know you ain't. The CEO ain't no professional in it. You see what I'm saying? These individuals that he be having working for him is not no professionals in it. But let's go take a look around and see what's going on here in Charleston, Missouri, y'all. Like I said, if my cameras is 6 or 7, 8 years old, and it can get what we get now, imagine what they would do. A fresh start CEO that's making millions of dollars out of CF Bowen Center, the Siflick Center, the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, the city of Charleston. I just seen the city of Charleston police chief and some of their city councilmen up at the New Loves taking a picture for the showing that the New Loves are welcoming the New Loves here, and the Love gave the chief of police, I tell you, a $50,000, but a $5,000 check. That's all good. Now, what you gonna do with that $5,000 check? Is you gonna get some cameras around here? You see what I'm saying? Is you gonna get some modernization to stop this violence? You and the housing authority together? I don't know. It don't seem like it. A few minutes ago, I was up high to show you that if the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, Charleston, Missouri City Hall, Police Department, the Sheriff Department, Stellar Consultants, or a Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center CEO and President, NAACP, any of these other individuals that say that they out here, you see what I'm saying? Then, you know, if I was up high, that can show you what drones can do. You see what I'm saying? Or other cameras can do. Now I'm down low, and look at how my camera is focusing in. You see that? You can see almost all the way to Main Street, which is almost, is a dividing line of east and west, and I'm in the 600 block. Focusing in like this. That's if they want to. Look where I'm at now. Look how I'm focusing in. Focusing almost all the way down to Oliver Street, where the last shooting was at. You see, my point is, like Vashawn Mitchell said, he looked high and he looked at low. You see what I'm saying? He said he searched all over. He couldn't find nobody. You see what I'm saying? He searched high and low. He still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater than the man upstairs. You see, that's another thing wrong. We put our faith in men and women and not in God. But if everybody came together, I'm talking about the people that's not a part of these leaders from 30 and 40 years ago, let them go. You see what I'm saying? God sent Moses to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. These leaders from 30 and 40 years ago, they are Pharaoh, y'all. Black or white, they Pharaoh. They got y'all in captivity. You in the valley of the dry bones and don't even know it. You see what I'm saying? Malcolm said you can't start a movement until you wake up the people. That's what I'm trying to do. But every time I wake up, somebody want to talk about slapping me or slapping my daughters. You see what I'm saying? Somebody want to come attack me. Somebody want to call me everything but what I am. I'm a man that raised 2 daughters by myself. A rapist or a pedophile can't do that. A judge or nobody else ain't gonna let him do it. Took care of my daddy for 6 years with dementia. Didn't need no outside help. Did it not by myself, but I did it with God. Think about that. Projects all up and down here. This is where my camera got, all the way down here, y'all. Right around the corner. On the corner of Vine and Oliver Street here. It's where 3 people were shot. These is Charleston housing authorities here. These is Charleston, Missouri housing authorities here. Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority. All this. It's not safe. It's not safe at all. Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority. Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority. But right around the corner, individuals making millions of dollars off the people in the Charleston Housing Authority. The residents right down there on Paul Street. They're making millions of dollars. Right here, they're making millions of dollars. Fresh start right here. They're making millions of dollars. They the one running the program that's called talking about stopping the gun violence. But we just had gun violence this past Saturday on the 26th of April. Now, right around the corner from one of their headquarters, on the corner of Vine and Lee, they said it take a village to raise a child. It would take a community to end the gun violence. Where was the community at? And where was these people at? They said follow Fresh Start for more info. You see what I'm saying? They saying that they the leaders, save our community. How? Keep on giving you finance? Let's go down the corner where Fresh Start and some of the other ones is making millions of dollars off of the black community. They ain't in the white community, they in the black community. All of this here. They making money. Millions of dollars. They're making millions of dollars right out of this building here. The C.F. Bowen Center. This is ran by the Housing Authority, but ran by the CEO and president of Fresh Start and the rest of them programs that's being ran here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. How, if this was a historical black school where only where blacks could go to school, how did the Housing Authority get authority over our civic center? Our park. The Housing Authority got control over all of this here. How did they get control of this here? Let's go down the street where on the 29th of we on Iron Banks in Side Williams Avenue. Iron Banks and Side Williams Avenue. Side Williams Avenue used to be Elm Street. let's go down here where somebody else was shot on the 29th of March, trying to celebrate celebrating at a repast where one of their loved ones died. This is Grand Street. We had shooting right over here too. The people with the gun violence program that's getting the millions of dollars never came out. Ain't nobody foot's been on the ground yet. Now let's go well, we gonna just leave it at this here. The only way it's gonna change, like Malcolm said, the movement gonna start when you wake up the people. People was trying to celebrate or you know, try to gather together after the death of one of their loved ones. Then here's some blacks come shooting. The community's gonna have to come together when you see these people out here. Those police that's trying to do what they can. I know all of them ain't, but you got some that had their foots on the ground, their boots on the ground. Do y'all really want to change? If you do, don't look at the fact that you don't like me. I don't get paid for what I do. The enterprise carrier don't care about what's going on in the black community. All they do is uplift those blacks and whites that's in power. Now, we done had a re-election in the city hall. Oh, that's right. The shooting didn't happen on the white side of town. Where is y'all at? Y'all in the newspaper showing that y'all been re-elected. Where are y'all at when these people in y'all city is getting shot and killed? At home and enjoying y'all selves. Let me show you a few more projects over here. And I know it's a lot of projects, but the fact that this is Ada, y'all. Ada in Main Street. Main Street is the dividing line of east and west. I'm going back west in my camera from the 600 block of Vine Street all the way. You seen how far it got? If mine can do this here, the housing authority with the millions of dollars they got, getting the police department, the sheriff department, the NAACP, they getting money. We know the individuals that's running them programs, Stella Consultant, the Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center, and all these other places. See, all the housing authority is doing right now, you know, some of these places at nighttime, it's so dark, you can't even see nothing. You see what I'm saying? These projects all the way around here, all the way around, y'all, all the way around here. It should be cameras all over here. That's lit up because that's the Charleston Housing Authority's thing. But these projects all around here, y'all. All around here now. All of this should be secured. These people is paying rent. Lincoln Street is the last one. But all these people is paying rent. They should be able to live in peace and harmony. But these places be over here so dark. In this next street that I'm finna go to show you in a minute, a guy was shot at over 100 times here on Ada inside Williams. No, this is Carver. It's the next one down here. Right down here, I believe it was last year, shot at 100 times. 100 shots. Somebody should have been able to make it there before the 59th shot got off. But now, this be lit up. This is lit up with cameras. If you break into here, you're going to get caught. You see what I'm saying? Because this is this is where they're making millions of dollars off 99% black people. The Charles, Missouri Housing Authority. Y'all need to hire some security in the CF Bowen Center. Google up, do investigation to see who running these places. The Housing Authority in this, it's a combination of the NAACP, certain churches who members work at the Housing Authority and a part of this CF Bowen Center, part of the police department, part of the sheriff department, part of the state's attorney, the court system. That's why the black community is like it is now. I'm going to leave it with this here. God reveal these wolves in sheep clothes. God help these people that's scared to speak up for themselves. God protect me and my 2 daughters from these individuals that want to attack us because of my voice. Show them something that's in me that can come out of me, Lord Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Show them what's inside of me that I don't want to come out. I'm going to leave it at that. Peace be still. It's been 72 hours since the last shooting here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County on Saturday, April the 26th, 2025, where 3 people were shot. I was told at first all of them came home, but then I was told that at least one of them haven't came home yet. Still praying for him. I know him. He's a good friend of mine. When is they gonna put they boots on the ground here? They sign looking good. They changed it when I criticized it for about 8 months because they spelled village VILLIAGE, which wasn't the word village. Children's even came and asked me, are you sure? I said, look at your dictionary or Google it up. So I guess the children's went to these grown people. They're supposed to be scholars, supposed to be masons, supposed to be frat brothers, supposed to be college graduates. They finally changed it. They getting millions of dollars, y'all. But you can bet they ain't stopping no gun violence. Tell them produce to show y'all on TV what professionals that they have that deals with, that's in their organization, that's getting these millions of dollars, that has any type of degrees in dealing with what's going on in this town, in the black neighborhood. Peace. I'm going to leave y'all with this message. This is knowledge and wisdom. The Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, the people that's running the CF Bowen Center, the CEO and president of the Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center and all these other programs that they got, he got. The Charleston, Missouri City Hall, mayor, city council members, city manager, city attorney, the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, if I ain't mentioned it, the Sheriff Department. All these people have enough money to put up security on this black side of town. You see, because the white side of town is protected. You follow what I'm saying? All the sources is over there. All the programs is over here on our side of town that's making millions of dollars. We can't forget this individual that's right across the street from the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center and the Opportunity Family Center. We can't forget the individual that's right across the street from there that's building up something saying he's going to teach you how to get your CDLs and how to drive forklifts, you know, that's getting millions of dollars, that's the city doing $50,000 worth of plumbing work for them for free. We can't forget about him neither. Together, all of them have enough money. You know, it's a video out that I put out where all of these same people, NAACP, black preachers, city commissioners, county commissioners, chief of police, sheriff, all of them were saying when this violence happened, they come down here on the streets. They put their boots on the ground. Their boots ain't been on the ground yet, y'all. But they talk about me and they send people at me. But I pray to God put something in the ones that they seeing that they turn around, because they may not make it back the same way they came. But if they won't change, they can get it. They got the money for it. You see what I'm saying? They got the money for it. That's why they barred me from there, because, see, when you go up into these meetings that they have here in the city, you ain't going to have people talking about what's happening on the black community. All they going to be talking about is the Dogwood Festival or anything that they can build up on the white side of town. The black side of town been like this here since the 29 years I've been living down here. It can change. The community going to have to come together. You're going to have to tell them leaders from 30 and 40 years ago, we don't need y'all no more. You see what I'm saying? Get you some young grant writers and make a change here. They did it in the Cabrini Green. They did it in the Robert Taylors. They did it in the Ida B. Wells. They did it in the Stateway Gardens. They did it in the Ickeys. All these is notorious projects in Chicago. If they did it in there, they can do it here in Charleston, Missouri. But you see, they didn't let their leaders dictate to them like the leaders down here. You see what I'm saying? The black leaders in the black community are puppets for the white supremacists that run City Hall, runs the county, runs the courthouses, runs the police department, and runs the sheriff department. But yet the blacks want to harm each other. When you go to court, they tell you to pull your damn pants up, you pull them up. Take your hat off, you take your hat off. But you in the black community, you want to walk around and show your dirty drawers in front of the elders, the kids, and everything like that. Peace be still. Now you look at them security cameras, y'all. If mine can do it and they're 7 and 8 years, 6, 7, 8 years old, imagine what, if they use their money, what they security cameras could do.